If you've ever modeled your own character or you're thinking about modeling a character in Blender, then this tutorial is going to be absolutely fantastic for you. We're going to be looking at topology and some of the common mistakes people make when they're setting up, especially their low poly characters. We're going to be looking at these 3 simple examples we're going to make of deformation. The first one is a very common one that beginners will make for a joint where you have 2 parts of the limb coming together. Then we're going to be looking at the second one, which is also quite common. And then I'll show you the third one, which for how low poly it is going to give you the best result with deformation, as you can see here. This one is going to help us preserve the elbow and get nice squishing in the inside here without getting too much of those sort of weird stretches. So if you want to learn this, this is going to be a fantastic boost to your knowledge in 3D modeling. And I really hope you enjoy it. So let's jump in and have some fun. So jumping into a new document in Blender, go ahead and select all of the default objects and press delete. Then go into your front orthographic view, so in your front view. And we're going to go Shift A, we're going to go to our mesh option, add in a cylinder. Let's go to our add cylinder settings here and let's give it 8 vertices, like so. Then let's drop this down. Now we're going to tab into edit mode. With all of this active, we're going to go S, Z and scale it down on the Z and click. Then we're going to go G, Z and move it till it's sitting kind of like on the floor, like this. And then back in our front orthographic, let's enable the X-ray. Let's grab this and let's slightly rotate this and then go E to extrude. Down to here, click and then S to scale. And we're just kind of making a limb here. Let's say this is an arm. We'll grab the top verts and we'll go S and scale them up a little bit. And click, and then let's go into our left orthographic view. So I'm using Control and then 3 on the number pad. If you want to, you can just go up here to View, Viewport, and then just go into the left. Okay, and over here, what we'll do is we'll extrude this by pressing E and then click, and we'll go R to rotate. Just kind of move it here and S to scale, and we're just kind of making like a rough looking shoulder. Honestly, this is not how you would necessarily do it, but we're just trying to kind of get the idea of the topology here for the intersection, how it bends, right? So here we have our rough example set up, and I'm going to turn off the X-ray. And what we're going to do now is we're going to tab back out into object mode, and we'll go Shift A, we'll go to our armature, we'll add in a single bone. And if it's easier, you can just go into X-ray again, or you can just go turn off the X-ray and you can go Z and go wireframe. But we can see our arm is quite large here, so let's just click on it and go S to scale it down to about here. So it's about this sort of size. And then once you're done with that, Control A and just apply that scale. Now we're going to select our bone. We're going to tab into edit mode, or you can just come up here and change to edit mode. Click on this bone and then just go R and rotate it around. And then click. And we want to make sure that this bottom nub is kind of in the middle of our arm, like so. And this top nub will move up to the shoulder. And then let's select this bottom nub and just go E to extrude and extrude it down towards the limb. So what we have here is a very common beginner approach to making a limb. And it kind of works, but I'm going to show you now what some of the limitations are. So we're going to go Z, we're going to go back into solid. Let's go back into object mode. And what we're going to do is we're going to select these 2, and we're just going to go Shift D to duplicate and X and just move them over. And then Shift D again, G and X. Or if you did that, by the way, here's a quick trick. If you did that, you could always go Shift D, do a move, and then go Shift R to repeat that action. But for now, we only want 3 of these duplications. So these 2 will adjust in a little bit. But for now, let's go over to this guy over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to select him, and we're going to go holding in Shift, we're going to select the armature. Then we're going to go Control P. And once we press Control P, we're going to go with automatic weights. Now if we select this bone, we can go into our pose mode. If we click this bottom bone here, we go R to rotate, you can see we now have this over here. So this is all okay, but the issue is once you start bending too much, you can see you lose a lot of the volume in the arm here. And this is why this method, though it's the simplest, doesn't yield very good results. So what beginners oftentimes do is they'll move up to the next method, which we're going to look at. So we're going to click back into object mode on the second limb, tab into edit mode, and this one is a little bit better. So what you'll do is you'll Shift Alt, you can left click to loop select these verts, and then you can go Control B and you can create a bevel and then click. And then one thing to do is to go into wireframe and deselect everything. You can go C to get the selection tool and then just select these ones like so. R to rotate them slightly. And then you can select these ones here. You can do this method like so. A common mistake beginners make is not rotating it. So these two will be too parallel to each other like this. So giving it that sort of slant towards where the arm is going to be bending. So naturally the arm would kind of close like that, and it's not going to be bending backwards like that. That's not what happens, okay? So it's important to sort of keep that in mind when we are thinking about where things are going to bend. In this case, we're looking for the sort of notch like this. So always keep that in mind, and that's going to help you a lot going forward. So now let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go back into object mode, and we're going to select this guy. Holding in Shift, let's select our armature and go Control P, and let's go with automatic weights. And now if we select this bone, we can go into pose mode, and let's select the bottom bone here, and let's go R to rotate. And now you can see it's working better because we now are preserving the volume of the arm here. It's not flattening out like this one did over here. But the issue is we're losing the elbow here, and we're still getting a lot of unnecessary intersection at this point over here. So I'll quickly show you. You can see here we're getting intersection like that, and over here we are losing volume, and we should be having it here, which is the issue, right? So what we can do, and this is the third method, and this is the one that's really handy. So I'm going to just first of all just select this bone. I'm going to go Alt R just to reset the transform, and I'm going to go back in to pose mode. Now let's select this one here. Let's tab into edit mode, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what I think is the best and easiest method. So we're going to start by going Shift Alt, and we're going to left click to loop select this edge here. We're going to go Control B to create a bevel. Once you have it about this big, you're going to roll the middle mouse button to add in a middle segment, and then you're going to double click, add it in, and then you're going to go C and get the selection tool and select the top loop. And then you can go R to rotate it like so, and then do the same to this bottom loop here. And we're trying to do that slant, same as before. Now you lose a little bit of the volume on the elbow here. So what you could do is enable proportional editing, and then just select these back verts and then kind of just pull them back a little bit like so. And now you can see that's looking a lot better, and it's still very simple. I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to go now into solid mode. And the thing we're going to do here that's going to make this work even better is by coming here towards the front, as you can see. And in the front, this is the middle edge running along the front. What we're going to do is we're going to come off to the side, and we're going to press K to get our knife tool. We're going to click here on this bottom edge vertex. We're going to go up and make a corner triangle. And we're going to go up and mirror it towards the top, and then we're going to click enter. So now we've made this V notch running like so. And then we're going to come here. We should have in the middle of that 4 faces. And then we should have 2 more faces here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to press K. We're going to go from one corner to the next, and we're going to go up to make that notch, and then click, hit enter. And then you can go to your edge select, and you can select this edge here. And holding in Shift, you can select this edge, and you can go X, and you can dissolve those edges. And then you can select these 2 edges, and you can kind of just go S and scale them slightly. And now we have this over here. The cool thing is we still have quads. So over here you can still see we have a shape that has 4 edges, which is important when you're thinking about edge flow. Okay. The downside is we do have these 2 triangles, but for something that's low poly, we can overlook them on either side. But now let's have a look at this low poly method. We're going to go back into object mode. Now let's select this mesh, holding in Shift, select the arm here. And then with that bone selected, we're going to go Control P, and we're going to go with automatic weights. Now let's select this armature, and in pose mode, we can select this bottom bone. I have it selected. And now you can go R to rotate, and look how much better that is. Now, if you go far enough, you'll see at a certain point, you still get a little bit of intersection. But for the amount of deformation we're getting, it's a lot less severe. And what we're also seeing here is we're preserving that elbow, which is what we wanted. We're not losing this section over here, which in the previous method, we lost it. We're also not getting as much intersection here. And with more topology towards the top and better weight painting and even a little bit of driver setup, you can eliminate this completely. But for the most part, that's already a lot better. And this is sort of like the method that you could really use for your low poly characters. So for a final quick test, we can just select this bone, go Alt-R to reset it. And let's go into object mode and then just holding in Shift select all three armatures. And here's a little trick. You can go into pose mode at the same time. Come to frame 1 and press A to select all the bones and press I to insert a keyframe. Come to frame 30 and on frame 30, enable your auto keying and then grab all three of these. Come over here to individual origins and then go R and just rotate them in the front view like so. And then grab this first keyframe and go Shift D to duplicate, take it to frame 60 and then click and make this 60 frames long. Turn off auto keying and now we've animated all of these at the same time. So there you have it. We now have the 3 different examples. I really hope you enjoyed this beginner tutorial. I really put a lot of effort into this. I really wanted to make sure that this can be a help to somebody in the community. So go ahead, try this out with your next low poly modeling technique. I really hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. I'll see you next time.